We're down now to the last two questions of the LSAT 24 and 25. And as it typically happens, towards the end of the LR section, the questions get a little bit easier. You can't like use that and be like, oh, well, therefore every single 24 question 24 is easy, or every single question 25 is easy. That's just not, it's not how it is. I mean, on average it's easier, but you are going to get every once in a while a hard question 24, a hard question 25. This one is not that. This one is sort of the stereotypical example of a 24. They're mostly easier. So this one says the reasoning above conforms most closely to which one of the following propositions. So this stuff, right? This is we kind of call this like a sort of a most strongly supported question because this information is supposed to make you believe this. They're asking us this stuff described up above here is supposed to be illustrating, exemplifying one of these answer choices. Let's see how this question plays out. Car companies solicit consumer information on such human factors as whether a seat is comfortable or whether a set of controls is easy to use. Okay, so that's what Ford Motor Companies does. It just asks consumers, hey, is this leather seat comfortable? Is this cotton seat comfortable? And what set of controls is easy to use? However, designer interaction with customers is superior to survey data. So instead of sending your survey team out and asking your Ford owners and drivers like taking a survey, instead of that, send your Ford designers out and get your designers to interact with the consumers, and the data may tell the designer why a feature the reason why this is superior to just survey is because the survey data may tell a designer why a feature on last year's model was given a low rating, but it won't say how that feature needs to be changed in order to receive a high rating. So maybe everyone hated the pleather seats, all right, but so I guess I won't do pleather seats anymore, but now what do? I can't just leave it like uncovered. I have to cover it with something. What do I cover it with? To see the survey data won't tell me. But if I'm a designer, I interact with the consumers, then it's like, oh, okay, I get it. You don't like the pleather, so let's try this. Try this. Do you like this? Right? You see, that's why it's superior. Anyway, so what is this exemplifying? What is this exemplifying? A says, getting consumer input for design modifications, which is what we're doing here, can contribute to successful product design. Yeah, this seems really good. I'm really, really liking this answer choice. But I definitely have to consider the rest. Right? This seems to be very well illustrated. That's exactly what I'm doing, right? I'm getting designer interaction with consumers, which will tell me what to do to make it better, to receive a higher rating. B says, car companies traditionally conduct extensive post-market surveys. I don't know that. I don't know that they traditionally. This doesn't tell me that. See, it's not supported. This information is not. You can't just appeal. Why should I? Imagine you're trying to convince someone that car companies traditionally conduct extensive post-market surveys, and the person is highly skeptical. You saying this to them is not going to make them less skeptical. They're just going to say something like, okay, that's one. I know they conducted a survey, I suppose, but do they traditionally conduct extensive surveys? I don't know, right? So it's not supported. C says designers aim to create features that will appeal to specific market niches. I don't know that. I know designers aim to create features that will appeal to markets, but market niches, specific market niches, like the 16-year-old market, right? The company car market. I just see this information just doesn't support it. D says a car will have unappealing features if consumers are not consulted during the design. So if you don't consult consumers during the design, it will have unappealing features. That's also not supported. This is a tricky answer choice. So I can see how this seems attractive because we are consulting, and as a consequence of consulting our customers, we're getting better ideas about how to design our car. But who knows? Right? Maybe we can have a Steve Jobs of Ford Motor Company who just knows better than the consumer knows what the consumers are going to want. So Steve Jobs never consults consumers, right? So our, Steve Jobs Ford also never consults consumers, and Mr. Steve Jobs Ford just builds the best cars ever. It's entirely possible. This thing does not support the idea that if you don't consult consumers, we're screwed. It does support the idea that consulting consumers is probably a good thing, right? Which is what A says. E says consumer input affects external rather than internal design. That's just, I don't know. I don't think we distinguish at all between external versus internal. So I don't know where this is coming from. It's not supported. The shape of the car, the color of the paint, right, on the outside of the car versus the look of the dashboard, the look of the seats. It's not supported.